in this episode of American Greed. Congratulations, you've won the lottery, but it's going to cost you.
These scammers are masters manipulators.
A lottery scam based in Jamaica is stealing billions of dollars from unsuspecting Americans.
Is a check for a whopping $2.5 million, sir.
This is Jamaican greed. This is what they do to make money. This is their job.
A lottery scam raid conducted in St. Mary and St. Anne simultaneously resulted in 11 persons being arrested on Tuesday. Officers from the lottery scam task force in a police military operation invaded several communities in both parishes and seized over $700,000 in local and foreign currency, cars and computers, as well as lead sheets and smartphones.
Burning news stories here. Jamaica liberalized its telecommunications industry in 2003, allowing multiple telecom companies to compete in the Jamaican market, which was rapidly embracing a wide range of internet technologies as part of daily communication. The widespread usage of smartphones and in-home internet resulted from the limited use of mobile phones and internet cafés. Cable and wireless, which had long maintained a monopoly in the island, was surpassed by Digicel, an Irish company whose Caribbean footprint increased tremendously in those early years. The liberalization of the industry also prompted the attraction of the nearshore business process outsourcing industry to the country. Several companies arrived in Montego Bay, Jamaica's primary free trade zone, offering data and customer service services to companies such as Amazon. As scores of young Jamaicans competed for these white-collar jobs, call centers would soon come to compete closely with the historical tourist industry in dominating the local economy of Montego Bay. With low wages and high attrition, call center work would become synonymous with frustration, if not dismay. However, within those circumstances, a new opportunity would present itself. With access to the contact information of thousands of US-based clients and knowledge of customer service, the lottery scam would prove the sector to be profitable after all. Many believe that the practice began as a secret among the city's upper-class elite, but it eventually spread across Montego Bay's destitute garrison communities, poor neighborhoods ruled by a local don, or gang boss. Advance fee fraud is not unique to Jamaica and has been around for several decades. Prior to the international attention that the Jamaican lottery scamming received, the most common and globally known advance fee fraud was the 419 Nigerian scam. Scamming is thought to have been in Jamaica since the 1990s, with St. James said to be the birthplace of lottery scamming. One academic article has attributed the origins of scamming in Jamaica to 4 Nigerians who were operating out of Montego Bay. They were arrested and deported in 1998. This article purported that the 4 Nigerians' interaction with Jamaicans allowed for the idea to take root in Montego Bay. Lottery scamming, as it has been made famous by Jamaicans, also falls under the broader heading of mass marketing fraud. Mass marketing fraud is termed as such because it uses one or more mass communication methods, such as the internet, telephones, the mail, or in-person meetings, to fraudulently solicit or transact with numerous prospective victims. Former Minister of Justice, Mark Golding, was quoted as saying, "St. James has a large pool of young people who were trained in the techniques of telemarketing and offshore betting operations. They know how to handle objections and gain people's confidence. Just about the time we were seeing serious reductions in narcotics trafficking and gangs were hard-pressed for income, this new illicit activity arose. Gang members themselves may not be the dialers, but in many ways they extort the dialers, sell them protection, and carry out reprisal attacks if the scammers double-cross each other." The minister, as quoted above, itemizes a number of events and variables, and ties them all together. Young people working in offshore call centers plus reduction in narcotics trafficking, gangs looking for new income sources plus emergence of scamming plus organized criminal gang involvement in scamming and associated violence. The minister correctly identified the variables, but how they are tied together is far from as straightforward as the quote suggests. The ruse would eventually evolve into a radical method of wealth accumulation. Scammers preyed on vulnerable white senior citizens in the United States, promising cash and cars. Some con artists used sophisticated credit relations, telling their victims that they had been overcharged due to a miscalculation of their credit card's APR and that they would have to pay a processing fee to get a refund. These fees were collected through the use of money transfer services on the island, such as Western Union and MoneyGram. The moral framework by which most scammers could justify or make sense of their participation in the lottery scam was surprising. They claimed they were inspired by a then-current and popular song by dancehall artist Vybz Kartel, and they argued that the scam was a form of reparations for slavery. For an elderly person on a fixed income, a fraud can be devastating financially and emotionally. Some people lose their whole life savings, but even minor losses can be painful. Scams can impair a person's physical and emotional health, increasing the likelihood that the victim will seek social assistance that they did not previously require. Older victims are 2.4 times more likely than non-scammed victims to die or enter a nursing facility.